Hey, just like reading Job, man. Job is one of those books. I promise y'all, man. Y'all gotta read Job. If y'all haven't read it, please take the time to read it. It's kind of long, but it's worth it. I promise y'all. But hey, I was just reading chapter 1 and 2, and it's very interesting because it starts out with Job. He's just a righteous man, right? He's a righteous dude. Like he's humble, but he has a lot, right? God has blessed him with a lot of possessions and goodness and blessings, right? And but the interesting thing is not how much did Job have, is how loyal is Job, right? Because you keep reading at the end of chapter 1, right? There's this weird event that happens in heaven. Weird event. I don't even know how to call it, man. But hey, if y'all read it, if y'all got like explanation, please hit me up. Please hit me up because it says the sons of God were presenting themselves. I have no clue what that means. But it says the sons of God were presenting themselves before God, right? And the interesting thing is the devil, Satan tags along with them. Like, hear me out. Satan tags along with them. Like Satan is in the presence of God, I guess you can say. He's in the presence of God. And the interesting thing is it keeps going, right? And God's like, yo, Satan, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like what's happening? Basically, that's what he says. He's like, Satan, where are you coming from, right? And Satan's like, to and fro, right? I'm just roaming the earth. You know what I mean? Just doing whatever is pleasing in my eyes. And the story keeps going. And God, God's like, have you considered my servant Job? Have you considered my dog down here? Like, he is like top tier, man, top tier. He's loyal. He loves me. He's a righteous man, upright in heart, right? Like, he is the peak. He's the top tier guy. And it's very interesting because the devil is like, yeah, I see Job. He's cool. He has, Job is him, right? Job is that guy, but he's only that guy because of what he has, right? You have blessed him, right? You have taken care of him. You have protected him, right? And it takes, if when you read it, it gives off like a description of how much Job truly had. He had like so many goats, so many rams, sheep. He had servants. Like, it says he was one of the greatest. He was the greatest person, one of the most greatest person, like the wealthiest person in the east part of, I'm not sure where this is taking place, but the east part. And the story keeps going, right? It doesn't just stop there. It keeps going. And basically Satan's like, he has all this, right? Take it all away, and he'll show his true colors, right? Take it all away, and Job will show you his true colors. He will curse you to your face. That's what Satan says. Take away all that he has, and rip away all his possessions, and take away the protection that you have covered him and given him, and he will deny you, and he will curse you. And God's like, bet, let's do this. Bet, go do whatever you can. Do him, right. Do whatever, right. But don't take his life. Don't take his life, right. But go touch him. Go mess him up. Go do whatever. And then as you keep reading chapter 1, it just goes through the different events that happen, right. His family dies. His kids die. His sheep are stolen. His servants are killed. His house is destroyed by a wind. Like, all these different events. And it's very interesting because I'm just baffled because Job is out here like, what is happening, right? Because like one after another, right? One after another, there's a witness, right? A witness during those different situations, those different tragedy that happened to Job. And they're like, Job, your siblings or your kids were feasting. They They were chilling, having a good time, and the wind came and destroyed the house, and they were in it, and it killed them all. And I am the only one that survived, right? And literally it keeps doing this like 5 times. And it's like, I am the only one that survived. I'm here to warn you. I'm here to tell you, right? And Job is just like imagine being Job right now. Like, you're hearing all this tragedy happen, and you're like, what is happening now, right? Like, why is bad things happening to me? But the interesting thing about Job is please, man, if it's anything, take the story of Job and try to apply it to your life, man. Because as I was reading, I was like, how many times have I been at the top tier? How many times has I've had it all, right? And how many times have I maybe made those possessions an idol? Like, I've put those things maybe ahead of God, and maybe I've forgotten like how I got there, and like how God brought me. I forgot the shepherd that guided me to the pasture. You get what I'm saying? Because sometimes when we are enjoying the time in the moment, we forget who brought us there. We forget, and we enjoy, and we start putting things above God, and we start forgetting what God truly did for us. We start forgetting the hardships. We start forgetting the trials and the tribulation that God brought us through, right? We're enjoying, right? It's the peak, right? It's a sunny beach in a Florida, right? It's like a sunny Florida beach, right? We're just chilling. We're just relaxing. But man, what happens when all the things you have, right? You believe God blessed you with it. What happens when you lose all of it? What happens when it's taken away from you without explanation, with suddenly, right? And obviously I haven't read the whole book, but just from chapter 1 and 2, man, it's already going in depth. It's going deep in, and it keeps going, y'all. Like, this is not the end. It keeps going. And then, so basically, Job survives the first test. Job survives, right? His family, his whole members, like his family, his kingdom. I don't know if I want to call it kingdom, but like all the possessions he had is taken away. So Job has passed the first round of the test, right? He has passed. And yeah, because it's very important, because it says that that Job did not sin in his words, right? Like, he didn't curse God, like he didn't talk back to God. He didn't be like, well, he was probably confused, right? Like we're like, when something just suddenly happens, like, we're confused. We're like, what's happening here? Right? Why is this happening, right? And but the scripture specifically says that Job did not sin with his mouth, with his lips. And that is important, y'all. That is important, that when things do happen, is that we don't start bashing off. We don't start just cursing God. We don't start just spitting. We got to be in control, right? We know that God gave us the things we have, but we also have to give God glory when he takes it away. You get what I'm saying? And the story does not end there. It's interesting because round 2 happens. Guys, round 2 happens. You get what I'm saying? So round 2 happens. So again, Satan, right, takes away. Satan pretty much puts a plague on Job, right? And it takes away all his possessions, all his good stuff. And Job passes the test, the first round of the test, right? First round, Job is still strong, right? He hasn't cursed God. He's standing strong. He's loyal, right? So round 2. So chapter 2, right? So chapter 2 is, again, Satan, again, the sons of God are presenting themselves. I'm not sure what that means, right? But the sons of God are presenting themselves, and Satan is there among the sons of God. I don't know. It says he's trying to present himself too. I have no clue what that means. But Satan is up there again. And round 2 happens, right? God asks Satan, hey, what are you doing, bro? Like, what's happening with you? where are you coming from? And saying again, he just says the same thing. I'm just roaming around the earth. I'm chilling, doing whatever I want. You get what I'm saying? Going to and fro from the earth, basically what it says. And again, God's like, have you seen my servant Job? Have you seen that dude? That dude is number one. That dude is top tier. That Job is him. He's the top tier guy. Right? He loves me. He is loyal to me. He is just he's a man after my heart, right? But the difference is God says, even though you insisted, right? Even though last time, right, you insisted you insisted that because he had X, Y, and Z, that's why he was following me, right? You insisted that I should take his life, right? Or that I should, you get me, put some trials and tribulations upon him, right? But here he is, man. Like he stood the test. Like what else can I say, man? This is Job. This is the most righteous guy in the eastern part. I'm not sure where they're at, but he is the best in the east, right? He's the best in the east. And then Satan has something to say. Satan always has something to say, man. Whatever you're going through, Satan always has something to say. He's always trying to fight against you. He's always trying to accuse you and bring you down. I promise y'all, Satan always had something to say, right? Satan's like, okay, I mean, he did pass the first round of the test, but imagine if you throw disease at him. Imagine if you torment his body, his flesh, right? Well, let's see what happens. He's going to crumble and he is going to curse you, right? Because every man, we love ourselves. I promise you. I love myself. I nourish myself, right? And we're always trying to be comfortable. But like once we start getting tormented, like physically, like flesh torment, it's different, bro. It's a different type of pain. There's spiritual pain and then there's physical pain. Physical pain is different. And God's like, go do what you want. Just don't take his life, right? Go do what you want. Just spare his life. And that's exactly what Satan does, right? He throws some sickness at Job, right? And his body starts swelling up in boils. Like, bro is like in pain. I've never experienced what a boil is, but it sounds painful because it says that Job was using like pottery, like broken pottery, and he was like scraping himself. Like he was like itching his flesh because there's so much like bumps and pain. And the crazy things happen, man. When you're going through something, I promise y'all, when you guys are going through something and you don't know why it's happening, people are always going to question you. People are always going to question your motive. What did you do, Job? Right? What happened? What you feel me? What kind of wrong thing did you do to cause this to happen? Right? And one of the most saddest part of the story is Job's wife. Job's wife is like, Job, you're still at this? Like, we've lost our kids, we've lost our wealth, we've lost everything, and you're still holding on to God? Just curse him. Just end it. Just die. That's pretty much what she says, man. Is like imagine like your partner saying that. You get what I'm saying? Like your partner saying that to you, like, just curse God. Just forget who he is. Just die, right? Reject him. And the cool thing about Job is like, you sound like one of the fool people, right? You're talking like a fool because because basically Job is like, should we only accept the good that God does and also not accept the bad that he brings, right? Basically, he's like, the good things that happen to us, it can be taken away, right? The good things shouldn't define who we are, right? Because basically what she was saying is like, Job, like God is mean now, right? God's not on our side, right? He's taking everything from us and he is our enemy now. Just curse him, just let it go, just die. Just end your life now, right? And and it really just speaks volume, because even when we are going through trials, man, it's like we don't recognize, it's like, God, like, I need to be faithful to you regardless of if I have this amount of wealth or if I have this little of wealth, right? And basically Job's like, God gives and he also takes away, right? God gives blessings to us. God gives us good things, but he also takes away things from us. And whether he gives us good things or takes it away from us, we got to be loyal to God, right? We got to be like, God, you are mighty, right? It was a season, right? I enjoyed the season that you gave me, but now, you feel me? The work is, now it's time to work, right? The valley of the shadow of death, I got to trust in you through that also, right? Because you gave me this good thing, but also I got to glorify you in the bad things too, right? I got to stick up with you, right? It's like God brings you to the pasture, right? Right? God guides you to the pasture. That's not the destination, right? Because he guides you through the pasture, but he'll also guide you through the shadow of the valley of death, right? And it's just unfortunate because she just gave up on God. She's like, I can't handle the things that are happening to me, but I can handle the good things, right? Right? God is good when everything is good. God is good when everything is good. That's not how we should be, man. God is always good, regardless of if we have a lot or we have a little, regardless if we are on the mountaintops or we're in the valleys, right? It doesn't matter if we're on the pasture gazing and chilling, the sun shining, or we're going through the valley of the shadow of death. We're going through those dark parts, right? God is still good. God is still almighty, man. And that is only chapter 1 and 2. That is only chapter 1 and 2. But man, Job is just one of those stories where it's just like, it's like sometimes bad things just happen to good people. Bad things happen to good people, and sometimes it's not you. Sometimes the bad things that happen to you is not a result of something bad you did. You get what I'm saying? I think a lot of people tend to think, oh, bad things are happening. What did you do, right? What sin did you commit? And Job is just a reflection of, no, life sometimes throws things at you, right? Right? God says that he sends rain on the just and the unjust. You get what I'm saying? It's like even the people that are evil, God still feeds them, right? God still sends the rain. He still sends the sun, right, for their crops. And it's interesting, man. I encourage y'all to go read it. It's a lot of chapter, but this is only chapter 1 and 2. This is only chapter 1 and 2. And hopefully I can keep talking about this, because Job is one of those stories I feel like a lot of people try and run away from, because they're like, how can God be this? How can God just take away good things from people? How can God be so mean to good people? And it's like, good things happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people. Bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to bad people. And it's just how life is, man. It's how God operates. And if you are trying to, if you can't accept it, man, if you can't accept the good things and also the bad things, I truly believe that you got to check your heart. You got to check where you truly stand. Because when the valley hits, right? Who are you when the valley is low? Who are you when you're going through the hard stuff, right? It's easy to act fake. It's easy to act like your life is going good when you are on the good pasture. But who are you? Who are you when things get tough? Right? When hardship happens, man, it exposes the true nature of who you are. I truly believe that. When bad things happen, it brings out the real in people. It truly does. It brought out Job's wife. It brought her out. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, like, rejoice God regardless of good things or bad things happening. It's God is in control. God allowed it because we read it that God's like, hey, Satan, go do what you can. Just spare his life, right? It's like God allowed it. And if we believe that God allows it, then we know that he is in control. And if God is in control, he's going to bring all things together for good, right? He says that he brings all things together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. Even when bad things happen, God will transform it into something beautiful. But you got to trust him through the good and through the bad, man. So, hey, that's just chapter 1 and 2. And maybe I'll just keep talking because I do like explaining the different aspects of different whatever topic we're talking about. But hey, man, I really enjoyed talking about this because Job is one of those things where I've experienced in my life, and it's just like I feel you, Job. I feel you. It's like you don't do anything wrong, and it's like bad things just keep happening, and you can't explain it. You just have to put your trust in God, knowing that God is by your side through the storm, through the stormy winds. God is there with you. He'll bring you through, man. Just glorify God in the good and the bad because he is in control, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. That is Job 1 and 2. Just a little part of it. You know what I'm saying? But make sure that y'all go read it. Go read it for yourself. Go see how it speaks to you. You feel me? Go read it for yourself and see how it truly speaks to you, because God does want to speak through you. God does want to speak to you through this book of suffering and of unknowing. You know what I'm saying? So hey, that's it for right now. Yeah. Peace.